Vent is a mobile application for people wanting to improve their mental health through journaling and mood tracking. The app allows users to journal their thoughts, track their moods over time, and scan in paper documents such as paper journals or counseling homework. The app also gives appropriate actionable advice such as articles, activities, or nearby resources based on the journaling and mood tracking input of the user. With Vent, we wanted to provide people with a tool that would allow them to be more mindful and involved in their personal mental health on a day-to-day basis. Almost 20% of US adults experienced some kind of mental illness in 2018, but less than half of them received treatment. And even when they did, the average delay between onset of symptoms and seeking treatment was 11 years. That's the problem we are trying to address in essence, the gap between mental health problems and direct treatment. We focused on users in the US and chose 13 and up as our age range since children likely need extensive guidance when it comes to mental health issues. In order to gather more information about our users and their experiences, we conducted a series of interviews with 5 people in our target group, representing a wide range of demographics. We were able to gather some key insights, including the following. Most of our interviewees described being stressed to the point of being overwhelmed on a regular basis. Most said that having an app where they could journal their thoughts and track their moods on the go would be beneficial to either themselves or someone they know. Users with therapy experience noted that they often received paper homework from counselors, which was easily lost or hard to keep up with, and said that being able to digitally scan these documents would be helpful. Some key features our users wanted include receiving actionable feedback and advice based on their input, the ability to scan paper documents into the application, and customized mood tracking capabilities. With those requirements in mind, we designed Vent with 5 distinct functionalities: the journal, the mood tracker, the document scanner, the documents page, and the resources page. We wanted this application to be something that can be used on the go anywhere without too much hassle navigating. To service this ease of access, we went with a tile-based social media influence user interface. The large tiles on the various screens are easily interpreted and their size decreases the chance of misclicking, an issue we specifically wanted to avoid given the mobile nature of this application. Our color scheme was chosen not only for its visual appeal, but also to maintain some level of emotional neutrality. The color palette is not too bright as to distract the user, but also not too dark that it would bring the user down while they're using Vent. In terms of creating the application, our top priority was high accessibility and convenience for the user. From the home page, the user is able to quickly access one of the 5 different features of Vent. The journal, documents page, and resources page are all fairly cut and dry in terms of design, as our main focus with these screens is to convey information clearly and concisely. Our mood tracker allows the user to enter their mood, its severity, and a brief description in an efficient manner. We wanted this feature to capture raw, in-the-moment emotions, so it was important to us that the process of adding a new mood could be done without any difficulty. Similar to the overall user interface, the document scanner takes inspiration from the default iOS camera design in an effort to maintain a high level of familiarity with the system. To test our application and its features, we used several different methodologies. Through heuristic evaluations, we found issues such as the Hold to Scan document button functioning incorrectly as a press and release button, and an inability to delete journal entries or documents. Through several cognitive walkthroughs of the system, questions such as if the app will automatically trigger the flash on the user's device when scanning in a dark environment, and if accessing previous months was possible were just some of the questions raised by our users. Next, we evaluated our app against Fitts' Law and its motor load on the user. Overall, our app provides big, easily visible, and well-spaced buttons that limit the amount of work users have to do. However, there are some icons and buttons that could be enlarged or reformatted, like the Add Journal button. Finally, we employed think aloud evaluations and retrospective testing interviews. All in all, our findings saw that most users enjoyed the colorful and minimalist design of the application, but had some trouble understanding how to use some of the features, such as accessing dates on the calendar and the unlabeled severity slider. After evaluating our app using these various methodologies, we concluded that there are definitely a lot of things that we can improve upon. If given more time to develop our app, our first priority would be to make the app more intuitive to understand for the users. A fair number of testers in the evaluations expressed that some functions of Vent were confusing to navigate. We would add more interactability to our calendar, make the severity slider to be more intuitive to use, and enlarge buttons and links to decrease the motor load on the user. In addition, we would add functionalities such as the ability to delete journals and the ability to toggle flash when scanning a document. Generally speaking, with more time, we would make sure that Vent is easier to understand and place less burden on the user. One of the earliest challenges we encountered was deciding which interface sketch to proceed with. Each design prioritized different design goals and functionalities, so it was difficult to select just one for our base design. In the end, we went with the sketch that prioritized simplicity above all else. Also, with mental health being such a broad term, we struggled initially with deciding as to what functions should be provided in the app that would assist a diverse range of users. As stated previously, after several retrospective evaluations, we were informed of some glitches with some app functions and suggestions to improve the user interface of the application. In the end, we managed to overcome a majority of these challenges and create a product that we are overall satisfied with. In the end, the most apparent thing we learned from this project was how to collaborate effectively and to actively listen to our teammates and their ideas while at the same time having to clearly explain our own. We also learned the importance of documenting ideas and decisions in order to better understand the progression of our designs and goals. But more importantly, we learned the value of user input before, during, and after the design process. This project heavily emphasized the importance of always being mindful of the user during the development of any system and how design choices should be justified through some verifiable method. Hindsight is 20/20, and some things that may be apparent to the user might not be so apparent to a design team. But by actively thinking about the principles of human-centered design, we learned that the gap between developer and user can be closed in order to provide a product that's not only satisfying aesthetically, but also one that acts as a facilitator for wellness and health.